Well, we discussed reports last week that CNN Plus broadcaster Chris Wallace was peeved over the network's unsuccessful launch. This week, Wallace's social media promo showed him hosting fashion designer Diane von Furstenberg to discuss the wrap dress and the future of fashion. But the iconic wrap dress was created 46 years ago.
A survey held in the United States in May 2020 showed that 70% of respondents aged 18 to 34 years old stated they currently subscribed to a streaming service, compared to just 49% of those aged 65 or above who said the same. Now, this could be a factor in why streaming audiences aren't being drawn to Wallace's show. Yeah, it's just not the kind of content that they're looking for, and it's a placeholder.
It's a placeholder. I just don't see, I think about not even just my older relatives, like my grandmother, but what my kind of mid-range relatives do and how they consume content. They don't even use Netflix and the streaming services nearly as much as my generation does. I mean, most people in my generation don't even have, I don't say most, I'm making up statistics, but a lot of us don't even have televisions because cable is so much not a part of our lives. And again, we are going to be the older generation very soon. I've been looking at a lot of these polls we've been talking about young voters not supporting Biden and all of that. And it's always like 18 to 34, which is a reminder that I'm no longer in that bracket. I'm no longer in the cohort. So things are going to change, right? And the older voter profile is going to change. And again, I don't blame some of these networks for trying to get out in front of that. The question is, can they actually create good viral content? And say what you want to say. There's articles out right now about Netflix losing quite a bit of market share, fewer subscribers, and talking about whether it's going to move to a format that kind of sounds a lot like a cable subscription. Because it really is about whether or not you're creating the kind of content, creating the kind of shows that's going to keep people attached and invested in your service. And a lot of people have been complaining that even Netflix canceled a lot of very popular shows. Haas and Minaj and a lot of the new shows on that network got the axe all of a sudden for reasons that people don't really understand. And Glow was one of my favorites that got canceled on Netflix. And people are complaining that is exactly why they're willing to cut the cord. And it seems to me that CNN is having that same problem, that it just doesn't have the content to bring the proverbial boys to the yard.
Yeah, you're right.